Hey there everyone and welcome to my Rayman M walkthrough. This is a game that I have played for a long time since, well, I had this game just about as long as Rayman 2 almost. I got this game in like 2004. Well, actually that means I had this game 5 years shorter than Rayman 2, but whatever. I had some technical difficulties with this game, but now I can finally get this to work. Anyway, this game is actually only available in Europe. The North American equivalent of this game is called Rayman Arena, and it's a slightly newer game, and it's slightly more different than this game is. So, well, as far as differences go, I'll probably cover that some other time, maybe shortly. But first, we're just gonna go to control settings because I don't wanna overload you with stuff if you wanna play along or something. But all you should know is that there are races and battles in this game. And yes, this game is entirely different from Rayman 1 and 2, the ones I played before, because it's not like an adventure game. There's no plot or anything. This is basically how Mario games have Mario Kart and Mario Party. That's pretty much all I have to know. It's just a little game where villains and good guys compete against each other, I guess, or everyone against each other pretty much. Anyway, this is the controls for the races. Pretty self-explanatory. Optimization is a little bit more complicated, but I'll explain that as we get to the races. Then we got battles, and with battles you actually can use the mouse. Yes, well, actually, in fact, you need the mouse to actually control the camera. So yeah, I'm actually going to use the mouse button, or the mouse thingamajig. I can move around the cursor. Isn't it exciting? Yes, I know. It is a lot of excitement. Oh yeah. Anyway, let's not get too excited right off the bat. We're gonna make a new game. And yeah, let's get rid of this. And type in the name. Well, I can just literally type in the name, and fail at it. Yes, and yes. Alright, so we got single player, multiplayer. Multiplayer is either just to pretty much do free-for-all, whatever you want, or just compete against another player, but the problem is I never could do that because you need a joystick to do that, and I never had one, so whatever. Anyway, got 8 character slots here, and all these 8 characters I'm gonna go through, and of course these need to be unlocked. But I'll go through all of these. I'm planning on doing each part with a different character, and then when I am done with all characters, I'll just see what I'll do then. Anyway, I'll just take Rayman as the most default character and, the star of the show, I guess. Now, each league, like each world, I guess you could say, there are like 5 worlds, or 5 leagues, and each of these leagues have 3 battle courses and 3 race courses, except this one, but who cares. The race courses each have a race level, a poi level, and a lumps level. I don't know how the second one is pronounced. Training is basically just purely training, just to try to go through make laps go as fast as possible, whatever. It's just purely training, even though it's kind of pointless, except for one certain thing. Then we got battles. You got Lump Spring, Lump Fight, and Capture the Fly, which kind of sounds similar to something else. I'm planning on doing like first all of these races first, then all the Lump Springs, then here all the second levels, and then here all the second levels, etc., etc. And well, a little bit of frame skip here. I'm gonna go with Lump Spring first, and this is where you basically are going to need the mouse cursor. as I said, the mouse cursor controls the camera. So as you see, I'm moving the camera like so. Now the objective of this level is to collect 5 of these orb things to win. In the meantime, you can also shoot ice bullets at your opponent to hinder their ability to move, and that was ridiculously easy. I guess all the other controls, you press the right mouse button to shoot. You press the right mouse button to jump. Also, you can press it again in midair to do a helicopter. The arrows are basically to move. You can use left and right to move sideways, but you can't control the camera that way. You can also move backwards, but that's entirely pointless when it comes to controlling the camera, because the mouse is all you need to do for that to control the camera. So like if you want to turn right, you need to hold forward on the the forward key, and then just move the mouse to this direction, to the right, like so. I think I explained everything about at least these battle courses in general as far as the controls go. So now we're basically going to do another lump spring, which basically is the same game, except in a different course. Oh, you're gonna go for that thing, aren't you? Well, I'm gonna freeze you. Also in lump spring, you can see you get... Oh, well, he's going for it. You can see I have 5 ice bullets. Well, if I shoot one, it goes down to 4. When it's lower than 5, it will regenerate though. So, like if I shoot a lot, like so, you see I shoot. Now I can't fire anymore, but it does regenerate. But if you wanna fire a lot, you just want to be careful and just shoot carefully so you don't waste too many shots, because if you waste them, you end up having to wait for them to recharge, basically. Also, now that I finished 2 lump springs out of 3 battle courses in the beginner league, now all of these 3 battle courses are going to have lump fight unlocked. As you see, you have unlocked Rise Shine in long fight mode, blah-de-de-blah. But that's 2 out of 3 lump springs you have to do to unlock the second level, basically. But we're still gonna do lump spring of this course though, because I want to complete everything. Unless it's like super tedious or something, but it's not in the slightest. Also, if you're wondering why I know where these orbs show up or where they are, well, actually, why I know where they are is because there's a radar. And he was just walking on top of me. Yeah, that's a silly thing that can happen. You can also get frozen in midair, because that's just how physics work. That can also happen. And you got a point! That's not fair. I'm supposed to win flawlessly. Well, the AI does get better, like, the further in the game you go. Like, if you go 1 league further into the game, the AI is going to be better. Well, at least in the battle courses. I don't know how it works in the race courses, honestly. But, whatever. Oh, by the way, you can also decide to restart the level, but why would you do that? Unless you have much more fun in this game than I do. Now that I've completed all the lump springs in the beginner league, now all the lump springs in the next league, the advanced league, are going to be unlocked. So we unlock Timberwood, Haunted Yard, and Palm Beach. But I will just do 1 league at a time. Do one kind of level per video, and with 1 kind of level I mean like 1 lump spring or all lump springs and then all lump races in 1 part. So now we're gonna do races, and yeah, training I'm not gonna bother with that. if I understand right, or if I remember correctly, training doesn't even have music. It's just purely to practice, really. And oh man, we're having a race with 4 opponents as opposed to the one in the battle. Now, if you listen this theme, if you listen to this theme, it's Rayman's theme. Depending on what character you play as, there's going to be a different track playing. Anyway, I should explain stuff about the race. If you press space, it lets you fire a purple shot, and you can use that to press buttons. And these buttons can control certain elements in the stage, like right there, you saw these things show up that basically, you know, make you have to walk differently. Also, I mentioned the optimization button. Well, if you press that button as you hit the ground, like so, you get a little boost. Like you saw Rayman make a little roll there. Well, that yellow sparkle pretty much indicated it too. You go a little bit faster when you hit the ground, basically. When you hit a speed booster like this, and press the optimization button repeatedly, you see these dust clouds come behind Rayman, which also make you go faster. If you get hit by a stage hazard, like those lasers, it will basically stun Rayman or whoever you're playing as. If you use the if you press the optimization button repeatedly, then you can recover from being stunned faster. Like normally you're stunned for like 3 seconds or so, but if you press the optimization button repeatedly, you can recover from it faster. And we win. And you can also see it keeps track of lap records and race records. And well, since this is my first race, of course it's going to be a new record. You can also see some funny animations from these characters. All these characters basically all have their victory animation, and well, Razorbeard is just sitting there like, damn. I'm the final boss of Rayman 2, but I can't win a race. I'm sad. And that guy on the left is Gold Henchman 800, and he's just punching his body out of his thing. And Teen T's are just being Teen T's. And with that, we completed this track. So we might as well, oh yeah, it also shows you, hey, you got a new lap record and all that kind of other stuff. Anyway, now we'll go to the Nebulous Tower, which is the next race we're gonna do. Doody-doo-doo-doo. Now one other function that your shots have is that you can grab onto these purple lumps, which is basically a reference to Rayman 2 with, you know, the purple lumps that you would shoot with your fist. Like right here, I can do it again. Also, you see those metal rip-offs, I guess. Well, if you shoot them, they will go inside the ground for a few seconds. If you don't, they will try to smack you. And well, that's basically the same effect as a stage hazard. In other words, if you press the optimization button, you can recover from the pain faster. And those round things are trampolines. It's exactly what it looks like. Those buttons actually that like influence the stage a little bit. Like it can actually, if you do it, you can actually take it to your advantage as far as, you know, AI players go, or just, you know, someone you're actually competing against. Because like, depending on what the environment is and where, you know, where the button is and all that, you can make certain things happen that will hinder the other player. Like right here, I can press this button, and then these speed boosters that were above are now down. So if the opponent was like on that speed booster, he will basically be dragged down. And you know, that's the way how you can hinder other players, and it's pretty much just dependent on what stage you play, how you can hinder others, but it's not very likely that you will hinder them anyway. Especially with how far ahead I am. I mean, it's more like the AI players can hinder my progress more than I can hinder theirs. But whatever. You know, this is still fun. The races are definitely still by far the easiest thing though. Like the easiest level type. Like the other two level types are a lot harder. Not to say that they're super hard or anything, but they're definitely significantly harder. Anyway, that does it for that race, and new records all over the place. Press space to continue. Oh, and this time Razorbeard won. Oh, I shouldn't have skipped that. I should have made this whole animation go by. Well, whatever. And now now that we completed 3 races, it will unlock the Popo Lopoi stages on all these stages. Oh, actually, never mind. Excuse me. I completed 2 races and unlocked all these 3, just like how I needed 2 lump springs to unlock the next level type, basically. Anyway, we got 1 more level to go. Dark Sewers. Or Dark Sewer, whatever. I guess one other thing, right now that I can mention, you see those boxes that have a number on them? Well, you need to shoot them the number of times that is displayed. And the box will reveal something, which is usually a trampoline or what? And that's, well, that was the AI being a jerk. Like right here, I've shoot it a couple of times, and the number went down. Yeah. Oh, this is also kind of different. Here are speed boosters that go sideways. Well, those are basically to make you go off this ledge. Yeah, there are ones that do that. And sometimes you also have to like race in a different perspective, like you have to go backwards or sideways, which I think is a nice touch. You know, it doesn't need to be all forward. Of course you could literally go backwards, but you know, that doesn't help you in the slightest. Unless it's part of some glitch or something that I didn't know of, but I doubt it. And, well, you didn't really see what it was, but since I just got sprung upwards, that you should know that that box revealed a trampoline. And it makes you go up a lot faster. Of course, if you're trying to do this race as fast as possible, you probably shouldn't shoot it all the way to 0 on the first lap. Because the AI players will actually also shoot it. Hence why it was down to 2. Because I think I shot it down to 5 when I finished the first lap. Or at least passed by that spot, so yeah. Alright, so let's finish this race. And yeah, that button also controls these platforms, which makes you go ever so slightly faster. And press that optimization button repeatedly. I'm using my left hand though, and my left hand can't match as fast. But we finished it. I also love how the time actually displays thousands of a second, which is kind of weird, how considering how this game doesn't run faster than 60 frames per second. At least I think this is a 60 frame game. Oh, also a nice touch, depending on what track you were playing, the environment of this whole thing, whatever, is different too. Which I think is a nice touch, and it looks pretty nice too. I don't. It's kind of weird. Like, is this game like N64 graphics or GameCube graphics? It's kind of like in between, really. Now that I've completed all the races in the beginner league, now all the races in the advanced league are going to be unlocked, just like how the battles did. It pretty much works, pretty much identical, if not exactly. Anyway, that's going to be it for this part. In the next part, I will just go through other characters and then just do other battles and races. And that will be it. Before I end it though, in this video, this game, I'm playing it on, well, the PC version of course, but I'm actually not using the disc for it. This time the reason is not because I couldn't install it, but that's because when I use the CD one, it occasionally crashes for some reason. It especially does it when I record. I don't know exactly why that is, but I'm using a version that you can just basically download for free. There's a download down in the description, which contains an ISO file, which makes you be able to install this game without needing a disc or anything. One slight warning though, I've experienced some graphical glitches once on this version, and I don't know if that's just me or whatever, graphics card or whatever, but be wary of that. It's mostly on character sprites with their animations. Like, some animations are screwed up, if not really all of them. Then also for the people that have the original Rayman M, because I do actually own the Rayman M game. I got this game in 2004, and this is exactly what the disc looks like. There are actually two CDs in it. One is for the setup, and the second one is for the setup, or in the installation or whatever. And the second one is also for playing the game. I guess the reason why they needed two CDs is because they couldn't fit it all in one, I guess. But there's going to be a patch in that same link, because both of those things are in the same link, and that will basically allow you to do the installation on a 64-bit system, because if you try to do it normally, it very likely won't work. Still warning though, if you want to play this game, no matter what you do, you have to run it via administrator, whatever, you know, the thing with the little shield thing on it. Or you need to run it in compatibility mode, whatever. Otherwise it will keep saying please run the DX8 setup, but you don't want that, of course. Anyway, since I got that out of the way, I'm gonna end up this part now. And in part 2 we're just gonna keep going. So I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in part 2. See you later.